Hi everyone! Welcome to Holy Coffee. I'm Sha.
I'm Mon.
And today we have a really interesting and different edition for you because we are in the midst of the COVID-19 situation. So we thought it would be good to just share with you guys a couple of our thoughts. I think the fact that Mon is a nurse and she works in a hospital. And the difference is that she's also a believer, right? So to be a Christian nurse in a time like this, we thought it'd be good to find out what are your thoughts.
Okay, so I've got my own personal opinion when it comes to COVID-19. Like, as a believer, I think yes, it's really important for us to pray and to trust God to cover us with protection, but at the same time, as a healthcare worker, someone that's seen the impact of viruses and what it can do to the lives, like it's obviously life and death situation. I'm also an avid believer that we do have to practice wisdom and not just think that like we are
in a safe bubble.
Superhuman and we can't get affected. So and even in the Old Testament it does say that the lepers were separated from society, and for good reason as well, because even though leprosy is a completely different disease in itself, it shares something similar to COVID, which is it's infectious. So if there's a reason for that to happen back then, why should it be any different now? Like any disease, and infectious disease is, we do have to practice, social distancing and being very careful.
So Mon actually has really strong opinions about that, because based on her observation, or rather like the world we are living in and currently in Australia, it's quite different, like comparing from countries to countries, how they're dealing with certain situations, and also the way leadership is handling things, and just the people in general, their response and things like that. So I mean, we were just trying to do some grocery shopping the other day, and the news of people just
grabbing, fighting over toilet paper, and then even yesterday, I filmed it on my vlog. I went to look for hand washing detergent,
sanitizer.
Yes, sanitizers. Nothing. The whole shelf was empty.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of panic buying happening now, and then despite the government telling the people not to. But I think there's also a lot of confusion happening in the public as well, because they're not really too sure what exactly is happening.
It's quite a confusing message you're
Very
saying,
confusing
right, from
message.
the government. So anything else you want to add about that?
I think like Charmaine just said, we need to also be wise, I guess, in this time. Like not every single information that we get from the media or from whatever we read is true. So it's important to educate ourselves and to know what's happening in the world, and how we can deal with COVID-19. Like, what's the best way? Social distancing, what we can do as individuals to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So avoiding big packs of people, like for example on Friday on Bondi Beach, where there's still a lot of people gathered there despite the government already issuing warnings to keep social distances. So that was still occurring. It's a bit sad to see, to be honest, and a bit frightening as well, because I feel like we should be more aware and also putting into practice, things that will actually sorry, it's getting to me a little bit.
She feels really strongly about it, because like you were just saying also about things that you're seeing in a hospital, the concern you have about the doctors and nurses being burnt out. And
exactly, because like as we know, like in New South Wales, we're already short on doctors and nurses, people on the front line that have to care for these COVID-19 victims that come in. And then if we don't know if the government has enough resources, and if we don't have enough healthcare professionals, how are we going to tackle this? So I think as individuals in this community, we should try our very best to at least play our part to stop the spread of this virus.
Yeah, that's very important and very true as well.
And also I think I'm a bit emotional because just a few days ago, my pastor from childhood that I know passed away because of COVID-19, and I think that's probably why it struck a chord with me. Yeah, it's been quite a heavy week, to be honest with you guys. Like I think with Charmaine as well, she's had to experience the passing.
It happened at the same week too. So my grandma passed away, so that was really tough. And this back at home in Singapore, so with all the travel bans going on, can't actually go and fly back to see her, and that was really hard. Couldn't be there to support my family who's going through mourning as well. And it just makes us think, like, you know, we're in such times that's like what we've never actually experienced. Yes, we have never experienced this before, and it's different, and also it's like I don't know.
There's a lot of there's a lot of fear going on in public, which is understandable, but I think like we should also try to stay strong, encourage each another, and especially like as believers as well, to try and find peace and faith in God in this challenging time.
Yeah, I think it's also very important, like all the more for us to be praying for our leaders, because we need them to be making good decisions, and also getting the right message across so that
it's timely and accurate.
And also we want the people need the right direction, right? And that's very important. So we have to be praying for our leaders, we have to be praying even for our elderly, for our young people, for parents who are at loss what to do, you know, with their kids, and how do you have like social distancing at schools and stuff like that. So we really need the wisdom of the Holy Spirit, but at the same time we need to be in a position of rest where we are not fixated on different social media news and being so fixated on the different whether is it looking at all the numbers that keeps increasing and all that, and just letting that dictate the anxiety in our life and fear, because we can't live life like that. But we just have to be very prayerful about situation in our life moving forward. And you know, Psalms 91 is really powerful, where we declare that that, you know, any deadly pestilence, you know, is not going to come near us. 1,000 shall fall on our side, or 10,000 on the left side, but you know, it's not going to come near us. And yeah, it's very important to just keep your family and loved ones and the countries in prayer as well.
Okay, yeah, I think that's probably enough. It's quite a heavy topic, and I'm sure you've heard more than enough of COVID-19 on the news. Lately, it's just 24/7. Every single time I switch on the TV, it's about COVID-19. So
how we are dealing with it, we are having that's our thoughts, you know, having coffee together and talking about things like that. And
but we actually had a mini heated discussion about this, and it's fine, because you know, like, even though we're good friends and we agree and we like a lot of things that are similar, but it's also fine to disagree as well. And I think the important thing was like we actually talked it out, and we
and we got to hear actually different perspective as well.
Exactly.
Like Mon was looking at things from her nurse's lens as well, and from the world of, you know, being in a hospital and witnessing death every day, and it's a whole different mindset. And where, you know, and from me, I was coming from a different view, and I'm looking at it from like, what about people from the corporate side? What is the impression of the leadership? What's their why, you know, like there's quite a number of people that are just very blasé about dealing with this because they're not taking it seriously. You know, so there's so many different opinions and perspectives. So we did have a pretty good, healthy debate.
Fiery.
I know, but don't worry.
But it's okay. Look, we're fine now.
Don't worry. Because this is not going to be the last video. And we're not coming back anymore. No, this is the first of many. So.
Yeah, I think sometimes debates can be good as well, because like it's so important for us to be real. Like, so I was able to be real and just share my emotions, which were a bit heightened up because of obviously what happened with my pastor's passing, and then thinking of, you know, in regards to life and death and what I normally see in the hospital. And then
I came back from a really, really tough week as well, with what's happened. So I think it's important that we came to a place where we actually were listening to each other without any biasness, but really just listening to understand each other's perspective and where each other's coming from. So if, you know,
COVID-19 is quite a heavy topic, and if you find that you're talking to anyone about it and you might get a bit fired up, it's for good reason, because yeah, we are talking about life and death, and you're going to get so many different responses from people in that sense. But yeah, let's have healthy, happy discussions, and yeah, work at understanding each another.
And don't forget to use practical wisdom as well as you go about your daily
Yes.
life.
Wash your hands, clean hands, sanitize, wash 20 seconds. Social distancing, 1.5 meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in ending this clip, we'll let Charmaine.
Yes, I thought it's
Play
actually
a
good
song for
to end off with a tribute to. Actually, this song, it's a song for my grandma. It's a tribute to her in honor of her memory, and also to all the people who have gone through losses in your life. And it's a very precious song because it's in Mandarin, but the meaning of it is essentially about how I want to just stay in the presence of God. I want to be comforted. I want to stay in His embrace, and there's maybe a lot of things happening around me, but I'm just gonna keep my eyes fixated on you. There's only you, and yeah, everything else will just fall into place. That's the meaning of the song, and she's now in heaven. But just gonna let you guys have a sneak peek.我属于你，你是我永远的福分，只想日夜在你天中献上敬拜，定睛在你的容美，试散一切的难担，除你以外，我还能有谁？就让我留在你的同在里，能不能是我力量，让我更多爱你？我哪都不想去，只想日夜在你天中献上敬拜，全心全意来爱你，能不能？我留在你的同在里，能不能赐我力量，让我更多爱你？我哪都不想去，只想日夜在